Despite those camera-ready smiles, there's never been much love lost between Bolivia's President Evo Morales and his Peruvian counterpart Alan Garcia. But the recent battles between Peruvian police and indigenous tribes in the country's north have driven their feud to a new low. The fighting stemmed from government decrees that open up the Amazon tribal areas to mining and logging, as provided by Peru's free trade agreement with the United States. Last week, Morales, long a champion of indigenous rights and Bolivia's first indigenous president, placed full blame on the Peruvian government for the violence, in which 24 police and at least 11 tribal members were killed.
What happened in Peru, I'm convinced, is genocide caused by the free trade agreement. Privatization hands South America and Latin America's Amazon forests over to multinationals. Now the free trade agreement is causing genocide not just in Latin America, but all over the world.
Peruvian officials struck back, calling Morales the enemy of Peru and a liar.
They insist on saying here, in of course a biased way, that there was a massacre in Peru. This is completely false. Many people on all levels say this. There could not have been a massacre because the victims were precisely the police, the people in charge of keeping public order.
Now, members of Peru's Congress are calling for an investigation of what they claim to be a Bolivian connection to the violence. They point to a letter that Morales sent Peruvian indigenous leaders last month, allegedly encouraging them to advance from rebellion to revolution and onward to a second and final independence. Earlier this year, Morales condemned Peru for granting political asylum to former Bolivian officials accused in the deaths of protesters during a 2003 police crackdown. And before that, the Peruvians were angered when Morales suggested the Lima government might be ready to host a new U.S. military base. So far, the cross-border hostilities are only a war of words. But neither side is talking about a ceasefire. Craig Mauro, Al Jazeera.